Everyone deserves the right to play. Everyone deserves the right to come here, sit in these seats, and feel safe. I think it's a crime, honestly, to separate.
Can she get any dumber? Ladies and gentlemen, this video is brought to you by Big George Foreman. From Affirm Films comes Big George Foreman, the miraculous story of a once and future heavyweight champion of the world, based on a true story of one of the greatest comebacks of all times and the transformational power of a second chance. Big George Foreman is starring Chris Davis and Academy Award winner Forrest Whitaker. Y'all know my boy Forrest Whitaker finna kill it in this film. Rated PG-13, may be inappropriate for children under 13, so parents, do your due diligence, man. If your kid is under 13, this may not be the movie for them. Only in theaters beginning April the 28th. And for tickets and showtimes, go to biggeorgeforeman.movie. That's biggeorgeforeman.movie to get the movie, get the theater times, and go see this miraculous movie, spectacular movie. And my favorite is Forrest Whitaker. So I have to go see Forrest Whitaker do his thing. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notification anytime I go live, make a video. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment on this, share this video. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Brittney Griner. I don't want to talk about her, but in my personal opinion, these types of young people are absolutely stupid to me because they have no substance. They have no gall. They have not studied anything in a reasonable manner that will give them informed decision-making when they are supposed to be leaders influencing other people. This person, and you know what I learned in life is there's only a few different types of people in the world. This type of person, come in black, white, male, female, are what we would call passive ignorance. This person has not researched anything, but just go off of what the Joneses is saying. It makes absolutely no sense for you to, on one hand, say you're standing up for women's rights and women's pay, and then on the other hand saying it's criminal that a biological man plays in women's sports. As you are competing in women's sports and not the NBA, if you felt like there was no difference, there was no advantages that men have, then why don't you play in the NBA? But I'm gonna let you listen to how stupid she is because then I don't have to say it all. Let the horse speak for itself.
Good morning, Brittney. I'm Bill Roden from ESPN Landscape, and it's really great to see you. It's good to know the prayers have been answered. The question, you've always represented so much throughout your entire career about access and, you know, being able to do stuff. And I hate to put one more thing on your plate, but there are a number of states who are aggressively moving to prevent transgender athletes playing. And I was wondering...
No, not playing. You ignorant fool that have no intentions to be honest, intellectually honest. It's not that they're preventing them to play. They're preventing them from obstructing women in women's sports.
Again, I hate to put one more thing on your plate, but in terms of on your radar, where is that? You're going to have a tremendous platform, but where is that going to be on your radar in terms of advocating for, athletes, all athletes, transgender athletes, to be able to play?
Oh, I mean that ranks high on the list of things that I'll be fighting for and speaking up against.
Are you bro? I mean, girl, your voice is super deep. Anyway.
Yes, you know, everyone deserves the right to play. Everyone deserves the right to come here, sit in these seats, and feel safe, and not feel like there's a threat or they can't be who they are, or like it's just all eyes on them. So I think it's a crime, honestly, to separate someone for any reason. So I definitely will be speaking up against that legislation and those laws that are trying to be passed, for sure.
I think it's a crime to separate anybody for any reason. So does that mean that if you're not good enough to play because your talent isn't there, that they shouldn't separate you from the team? No, because then somebody may feel discriminated against because they're not as tall as you. Can you play or can you not play? Do you have an advantage or are you at a disadvantage? It's not even that hard. Biological men don't play against biological women. Why? Because they will be dusting you off all day long. Do you think that Brittney Griner can play in the NBA? F no. She wouldn't even make any team in the NBA. Brittney Griner wouldn't make a single NBA team roster. None. She wouldn't even be on a practice squad. And you know what they do during training? This is what makes me infuriated. You know what the women do when they train in basketball? They play against men who are not professional. Because the women ain't going to push them to be better. The men are going to push them. And she know that, I know that, you know that. But they still get on stage and be disingenuous and foolish. Nobody's trying to block a transgender for playing sports. You just can't cheat, bruh. Why is there no trans man being ousted in sports? Why? A woman turned into a man. Why don't we see any examples? Show me an example of a woman turning into a man and winning first place. Because we know it don't happen. Show me a woman turning into a man and breaking the men's record. It will never happen. Over my dead body, it will never happen. But we see all too often in the marathon thing. The dude won a medal. He beat 14,000 women. 6 months later, he was a man, and 6 months later, he turned to a girl and ended up medaling in the marathon. How is that possible? You go look at Leah Thomas, the only transgender in swimming that I know of, that we know of. She's the only transgender. He's the only transgender person. Number one in cycling. Only transgender person in the classification of women. Number one, making the podium. Number one. They're not number two. They're not number three. They're not making the podium. They're not making the team. They're winning. They're getting first place. They're dominating. They're breaking records. Every one of them. Okay. All right. Need I say more? I'll talk to you on the next one. I'm out.